Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. As you notice, new background. These are all my characters from 2K23. I'm going to mess around some of the backgrounds, test things out. I got a new monitor here, so I'm moving everything around, trying to test out the audio. Anyway, with that out of the way, I wanted to talk about 2K24 and how I really hope that it has this feature. Now, I doubt it'll have this feature, but I think instead of going the status quo, which probably takes lots of time to do, I think it'd be really cool if they did this instead. Now let me get into what I'm talking about here. Okay, so in a game called Wrestling Empire, it has this awesome feature, which is also probably like the main reason that M. Dickey did it was to save time, and that is how he approaches entrances. Each entrance that you do is super interactive and you have full control of your wrestler. The match won't, if you're the second wrestler to come out or the last wrestler to come out for the match, it will not start until you get in the ring. So you can essentially just mess around for 20 minutes, I'm assuming, because the longest I've gone is probably 5 minutes maybe. But I'm assuming you could just walk around the entire arena if you wanted to, mess around. In this video, I walk around the entire barricade, balance on the entire barricade, and then walk around the ring, and then I eventually get in the ring because I wanted to test it out. And some sort of interactivity like that, I feel like that would be more immersive to the simulation experience than just watching an entrance that we've seen 10,000 times until the next game comes out. And it also would save the developers time to not have to create all these different animations in mocap, all these different animations every single year, and then rename them every year, because when you're sitting there trying to make your entrance, you have to sit through a giant list, and you have to go through them one by one to try to find the one that was there. Sometimes you're lucky and it's named the same, but if it's a wrestler that was in last year's game that's not in this game, then they always name it something weird and you're like, where the hell is it? Now, I really hope, maybe not in 2K24, I think it's going to be status quo, but maybe down the line, maybe they'll look into this to make it more of a next-gen immersive experience. Because how cool would it be if you could have full reign of your character, right? You could either go to the left or right side of the arena map, or the entrance ramp, the Titantron. You could do the little edge thing, or Adam Copeland thing, where he goes to one side and he does his little dance on one side, and he runs over to the other side and does his little dance on the other side, and then he goes down to the ring. I mean, and you could have it set up to where you set off the pyro. So you could taunt yourself, and as you're taunting, hit the pyro button. How cool would that be to have full control over the entrance? And then, like I said, the developers won't have to worry about making this perfect animation every single time. They could have a special spot in Create a Wrestler where you pick your entrance taunts, your entrance walk, and how you get in and out of the ring. They could also have it like a little bit of both. So let's say during the ramp part of your entrance, they can make it to where you have full control up until you get to the wrestling ring. Once you get to the ring and the ring mat outside, then it goes into an automatic animation that finishes up. That way they would only have to animate that part of your entrance, and that way it takes over. And they could have a timer for online play, like you have 20 seconds or 30 seconds to do your entrance and then get in the ring. Or they could just turn it off altogether, because for me, I always, like, for the first couple weeks, I'll watch my entrances, right? But then I'll end up starting skipping them. Unless I really like the song I picked, I usually end up skipping them. Or I'm on my phone until the entrance ends because I want to listen to the music. It really takes you out of the experience by not giving you that control like Wrestling Empire has. So why don't they just take the idea from M. Dickey, his awesome idea he has here, and just run with it. Do it to the 10th power or whatever. Really take that idea and just evolve it to the scale and budget that a WWE game has. Now, I know a lot of you would probably hate this because you like the preset entrances, but I feel like this is a part of the game that could really benefit. And I mean, just think about it for a second. Imagine all that time they spend going through, mocapping all those entrances, labeling all those entrances, and imagine all the data it takes up on the disc. I mean, it probably doesn't take that much, but you know what I mean, like the coding of the game. When there's over 100 entrances to go through, and even if they add back in, like they tried to this year, but I think they ran out of time, where you could have custom entrances, where it's all broken up and it doesn't flow right, I feel like this is the best of both worlds. You have full control up until you get to the actual ring, and then it has a little animation for when you get in and out of the ring. They could do a little bit of both to appease both fans. This is just one man's opinion. I think this is the best way to go for entrances going forward. I feel like the just sitting there and watching this entire entrance, some of those go pretty long. Like, let's have an example here. I want to say Undertaker's entrance. It's very iconic. It's really cool. And what a better way to have like a mini game. Like, that could be part of the showcase mode too. I was about to wrap it up, but I just came up with this idea in my head for showcase. Let's say to get extra bonus points, you have to hit all the cues of Undertaker's entrance, and if you mess it up, then you lose points, right? It'd be a cool little mini game aspect of it to really get you. It's a really cool aspect for immersion, like just totally getting immersed into the game, becoming the Undertaker, doing his entrance. And if they wanted to go another extra mile, they could even have a first-person camera if you wanted to while you're doing the entrance, so you could really be that superstar. Or if you make your own wrestlers like I do, you could feel like you're your character. I just think that'd be a really cool idea. Let me know if I'm nuts. Sound off in the comments below. Would this be a feature you'd like to see added to the game? Or do you like the preset entrances that have been there since the first game even existed? Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.
Delicious!